Listen up. There's a big difference between thinking rich and acting rich. You see, everybody can talk about how much money they want. Everybody can dream about it. But not everyone is willing to change the way they think, the way they act, and most importantly, the way they work. That's why we're gonna talk about how to think rich and, more importantly, act rich. Asterisk mindset over matter success begins with the way you think. If you want to be rich, start by changing the way you think about money, opportunities, and success. It's not just about having money, it's about having a mindset that attracts wealth. Let me break it down for you. The journey to wealth begins in your mind. I want you to understand something very important. Success doesn't start with your circumstances, your environment, or even your bank account. It starts with how you think asterisk. When I say think rich, I mean your mind needs to be aligned with success, abundance, and the possibility of greatness. If you don't change the way you think, none of the action you take will matter in the long run. You'll keep hitting walls, and you'll keep wondering why things aren't happening for you the way they happen for others. The way you think is the most powerful tool you have. It's not the car you drive, the clothes you wear, or the house you live in. It's the way you perceive the world and the opportunities within it. If you see the world as a place full of obstacles and limitations, guess what? That's exactly what it's going to give you. But if you see it as a place full of opportunities and solutions, then that's what you'll start to attract into your life. Let's talk about the psychology behind this. Every single successful person, no matter where they started, shares one thing in common. They believed they could do it before they even had any proof they could. The belief came first. It's not just about hoping things will get better. It's about believing things can get better and then working tirelessly toward that belief. Now, the mind is powerful, but it can also be your worst enemy. If you don't program it correctly, it'll sabotage your success. You see, your mind is like a computer. It'll run whatever program you give it. So if you're telling yourself, I'll never make it, I'm not good enough, money doesn't grow on trees, well, guess what? You're programming yourself for failure. But if you're telling yourself, I am capable, I deserve success, opportunities are everywhere, your mind will start to seek out those things and attract them into your life. It's all about shifting your focus. Think about successful people. They don't sit around complaining about the economy or blaming others for their lack of progress. They take full responsibility for their outcomes, and that starts with their thinking. It's a mindset that says, I am in control of my success. I am in charge of my future. So ask yourself, are you thinking in a way that serves your success? Or are you stuck in limiting beliefs? Because if you don't believe it's possible, it will never happen. Your thoughts are your first investment in success. Invest wisely, and your actions will follow. Now, I'm telling you right now, you can't act like you're rich if you're still thinking broke. That's the first step. The rest will follow. Get your mind right, and everything else will line up. You control your mind. And with that kind of power, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So think rich, and then go act on it. The power of vision. You must be able to see your success before it happens. Visualizing your goals is key to staying motivated and consistent. What does your life look like when you're rich? You need to build that vision in your mind and work towards it every day. Now, let's talk about vision, because if you can't see it, you won't be able to achieve it. Too many people wander through life without a clear picture of where they want to go. And let me tell you, if you don't have a vision, You're like a ship without a rudder, drifting wherever the wind takes you, with no real direction or purpose. You cannot get to the top if you don't know where the top is. Vision isn't just a dream. It's not about wishful thinking. A real vision is a clear, vivid picture of your future, something you can see in your mind as if it's already happening. It's not enough to simply say, "I want to be successful." You need to define what success looks like for you. What does it feel like? What does your day look like when you're living that success? What are the people around you saying? What impact are you making in the world? These are the questions that define your vision. See, rich people aren't just aiming for some vague idea of success. They have a specific destination in mind. They know exactly what they want their life to look like, and they plan their actions around that. They can see it in their mind clearly, and they work every day to move closer to that vision. If you can see where you're going, it's easier to navigate the bumps, setbacks, and challenges along the way because you have a clear end goal that keeps you focused. But here's the thing, vision is not just about what you can see right now. It's about what you're willing to believe before you even get there. If you want to be a millionaire, you've got to start by believing that it's possible for you and that you deserve it. You've got to believe it so deeply that you can almost feel it, almost touch it. It's the confidence that comes from knowing you're heading towards something bigger than yourself. Vision gives you the fuel to keep going when things get tough. When you're in the grind and you're feeling exhausted, your vision is what pulls you out of bed in the morning and pushes you to keep moving forward. It becomes your anchor. The clearer your vision, the stronger your willpower to achieve it. So I'm asking you right now, what's your vision? What do you want for your life? Get clear on it. Write it down. See it every day. Because if you can see it and you believe it, then it's just a matter of time before you turn that vision into reality. Your vision is the blueprint for your success. It's the roadmap that guides you to the life you've always dreamed of. So get your vision right. See it, believe it, and then make it happen. The rest of the world will follow your lead. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Dreaming about success is great. But without action, it's just wishful thinking. You need to hustle, work hard, and push yourself beyond your limits. The act of doing is where the magic happens. Let me tell you something, dreaming is powerful, but action is where the magic happens. It's not enough to just have a vision. It's not enough to just have big dreams. If you don't get up and do something about it, nothing is going to change. You see, dreams without action are just illusions. They're nothing more than nice thoughts floating around in your head. But when you combine dreams with action, now you've got something. Now you've got the recipe for success. It's easy to talk about what you want, but it's a whole different ball game when it comes to putting in the work. People think success comes overnight, but that's a myth. Every single person who's made it to the top has worked hard, sometimes harder than they ever thought they could. They didn't just wait for success to show up at their doorstep. They went out and hunted it down. You've got to move. You've got to take action every single day. And I'm not talking about sitting around waiting for the perfect opportunity. If you wait for the perfect moment to take action, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, there's never a perfect time. You can always come up with a reason to put things off, but if you do that, you'll never get anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, action without direction is just as bad as no action at all. You can't just be busy for the sake of being busy. That's why vision is so important. But once you have your vision locked in, you've got to take consistent, focused action toward it every single day. This means stepping out of your comfort zone, doing things that might scare you, and learning to deal with uncertainty and failure. Here's the thing about failure. It's not the end, it's part of the process. Rich people understand that failure is just feedback. Every time they fail, they learn something. They don't let failure stop them, they let it fuel them. If you can't handle the bumps in the road, you'll never make it. But if you can use those setbacks as motivation to push harder, you'll see them as stepping stones to your success. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? You've got the vision, you've got the mindset now, it's time to act. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because it's never going to come. The time is now. Get moving, put in the work, and let your actions speak louder than your dreams ever could. Success doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. And that choice starts with action. The longer you wait to take action, the longer you're delaying your success. Don't wait. Get up, get to work, and make it happen. Because in the end, it's not the dream that counts. It's the actions that turn that dream into reality. Embrace the struggle. Success doesn't come overnight, and it won't be easy. You've got to embrace the struggle because it's the struggle that builds character and resilience. Rich people aren't afraid of failure. They learn from it, grow, and keep pushing forward. Now, here's a truth I need you to understand. The path to success is not a straight line. It's not some easy, smooth road where everything falls into place. No, the road to success is filled with challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. And you're going to face some struggles along the way. But here's the thing. You've got to embrace that struggle. You've got to love it because it's in the struggle where you'll find your strength, your resilience, and your ability to push past limits you never thought you could break. You see, success isn't about avoiding failure. It's not about running away from adversity. If you want to be rich, if you want to be successful, you've got to learn to embrace the discomfort, the pain, the tough days. Because that's where growth happens. That's where you build the character, the mental toughness, the grit that will carry you to your goals. The rich understand this. They don't shy away from the hard times, they lean into them. Let me tell you something I learned early on in my career. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. If you let the hard times break you, then you'll never get to the next level. But if you use those moments to sharpen your skills, to get better, to learn from your mistakes, that's when you start to see real progress. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there because things were easy. They got there because they learned to keep going when the odds were stacked against them. They didn't give up when it got tough. They pushed through, they failed, and they got back up. They kept grinding, kept learning, kept moving forward. And I need you to understand this. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can either let it defeat you, or you can let it drive you to be better. You can either choose to stay stuck in the struggle, or you can choose to use the struggle as fuel for your next big breakthrough. The ones who choose the latter are the ones who make it. I'm telling you, if you're serious about becoming rich, you've got to stop looking at the hard times as obstacles. You've got to see them as part of the process. The struggle is real, but so is the reward. And the reward is coming if you're willing to push through. So when you hit that wall, when you feel like giving up, don't. Remember, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up keep going, keep fighting. The struggle will make you stronger, and that strength will take you further than you ever thought possible. Embrace the struggle. It's not the enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Invest in yourself. The greatest asset you have is yourself. Invest in your skills, knowledge, and personal growth. You need to be constantly learning, evolving, and improving. The more you grow, the more opportunities you'll create for yourself. I need you to understand something deep. The greatest investment you'll ever make isn't in stocks, bonds, or real estate. It's in asterisk you asterisk. That's right, your biggest asset is asterisk, yourself asterisk. The more you invest in yourself, the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you expose yourself to new ideas and new experiences, the more you increase your value in the world. The richer you'll become, not just financially, but in terms of knowledge, wisdom, and opportunities. Here's the thing. If you're not constantly working on becoming a better version of yourself, you're falling behind. There's always someone out there working harder, learning more, and improving their skills. If you're not investing in your growth, you're already losing the race. I'm not saying you need to be perfect, but I am saying you need to be asterisk, better asterisk every single day. Improvement is not optional if you want to rise to the top. Think about it like this. When you invest in yourself, you're not just increasing your personal worth, you're expanding the scope of opportunities available to you. Every book you read, every course you take, every mentor you listen to, it all adds to your value. But it doesn't stop there. You need to apply what you've learned. Knowledge without application is just information sitting idle. You've got to take action on the things you're learning. When you do, your confidence will grow, and opportunities will start flowing in ways you never imagined. Now, I know you might be thinking, but I don't have the money or the time to invest in myself. Listen to me. Asterisk, you can't afford not to. Asterisk, time and money are the two things we all think we're lacking, but they're the very things we need to invest in ourselves if we want to move forward. You can make more money. You can get more time back. But the only way to do that is to make yourself a bigger, better version of who you are right now. Rich people know that the key to long-term success is growing, learning, and evolving. They don't just stick with what they know. They constantly push themselves to go further, to be better, to learn more, and to stretch beyond their comfort zone. So here's my challenge for you today. What's the last thing you did to invest in yourself? When's the last time you took a step to learn something new, to grow your skills, to improve yourself? If you can't answer that, then you're falling behind. But it's not too late to start today. Start investing in yourself and watch everything around you begin to change. The moment you decide to invest in you, you've already taken the first step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. Invest in yourself, and the world will begin to invest in you. Wealth is about creating value. The richest people don't just focus on getting money. They focus on creating value. If you can solve problems and add value to the lives of others, wealth will follow. It's all about making an impact. Let me tell you something. If you want to be rich, don't focus on getting money. Focus on creating value. You see, wealth is not about chasing dollars. It's about solving problems and offering something that people need. The richest people in the world didn't get to where they are by hoarding money or just looking for ways to get ahead for themselves. No, they got there by asking one simple question. Asterisk, how can I serve others? Asterisk, they figured out how to create something valuable that would improve people's lives, and from that, wealth followed. Now, you might be thinking, but Steve, how does that translate to me? How do I create value? Let me break it down for you. Value is anything that makes life easier, better, or more enjoyable for someone else. It's that simple. If you can find a way to solve a problem that people are dealing with, whether it's something big like solving world hunger or something smaller like making a tool that saves time, then you've created value. And guess what? When you create enough value, people are willing to pay you for it. That's how money comes to you. The thing is, you've got to stop thinking of wealth in terms of scarcity. Money is not limited. It's abundant, and it flows to the people who are solving problems and adding value to the world. If you want to attract wealth, start by thinking about what the world needs and how you can contribute to that need. The more you focus on value, the more money will come to you, not because you're chasing it, but because you're focused on making things better for others. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They think, if I just keep working harder and harder, money will eventually come. But working hard without creating value is just burning out for nothing. You've got to work smart, and that means finding ways to add value. Think about people who are struggling financially. Most often, they're stuck in jobs or businesses that don't really serve a purpose beyond just paying bills. They're not solving anyone's problems, so the value they're providing is minimal. But when you focus on creating value, whether it's in a product, a service, or an idea, that's when you start to see real wealth come into your life. People will pay for solutions. They'll pay for things that make their lives easier, that save them time, or that improve their well-being. Now, I need you to hear me loud and clear. Wealth doesn't just come from what you can get asterisk. It comes from what you can give asterisk. The more value you give, the more wealth will find its way to you. It's a law of the universe. And I'm telling you, when you focus on how you can serve others, you'll start seeing opportunities in ways you never imagined. So stop thinking about money like it's some elusive thing that only a few people have access to. Instead, think about how you can create value every day. Look around you. What problems can you solve? What needs can you meet? If you can answer that question, the money will follow. The wealth will follow, and your life will change in ways you never thought possible. The secret to wealth is simple. Create value, and the money will come. Focus on serving others, and everything else will fall into place.